everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Now, if you're like me, I'm pretty new in RC construction vehicles, and I saw this one on GearBest. I thought it looked pretty cool. It's a 1/12 scale cat lookalike or cat copy of like an excavator with this pretty cool claw attachment on the end. Now, this is my first RC construction vehicle, and it looks pretty cool. It has a die-cast bucket here on the end. It has 16 channels, and all for under, I think, 68 or 69 Australian dollars at the time of this video, so can't really go wrong. But it looks pretty awesome, and even though it's cheap, it doesn't mean it's nasty. This is from GearBest. Go check it out. This brand, HUINA, or I don't know how you pronounce it correctly, has this particular one for like more of the forest equipment, moving logs. Has a traditional bucket for like the excavator. It also has some earth moving trucks and stuff like that, and I think recently it has a forklift, so I'll leave the link in the description for this one below if you want to go check it out. So it's time to unbox this bad boy, have a good look around and see what the functions and how it actually drives and performs. Okay, now here is the 1/12 scale HUINA Toys, not too sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but HUINA Toys excavator or log grabber or whatever it is very similar to the excavator. Basically all the difference is this one has a claw where the other one has a bucket, so this one is more for the forest industry. These do look very cool, and I always want to get into the construction part of RC, and this is extremely cheap. I think roughly about $68 Australian, so if you wanted to get in, this is a great way to get into the RC hobby. Now, the good thing about this, considering how low price it is, you think it'd be all just rubbish plastic, but it actually has some die cast. Now, in this model, the actual claw mechanism is die cast, but we'll have a close look when I open that up. So basically, this has a function of some of the more expensive stuff, but it has no hydraulics. It is driven by electric motors, I'm presuming, instead of real hydraulics. That's why the other ones are so expensive. But this is just I think got servos or gears that manipulate the arm and the claw here, and this is just fake, but it just simulates hydraulic piston and stuff like that. Okay, and when you unbox everything, this is what you get. You obviously have your excavator here, a USB charging cable for the battery for the unit itself, and the controller. Now first we'll get on the power side of things. The controller takes just generic 2 AA batteries. Now the unit itself has this nice little latch. Open that up, nice little compartment here, and it has a 7.2 volt 400 milliamp hour NiCad battery, which apparently gives you around 30 to 25 minutes or something like that. But yeah, that's not too bad. Let's have a closer look at the model. It does look very nice, and I'm no expert in caterpillars and all this heavy earth moving equipment, but from first impressions it does look very good. And bear in mind, this is only 68 Australian dollars at the time of this video, so you got to take that into consideration as well. Now all these hydraulic pistons and stuff like that are just for looks. They do move up and down, but the main movement is driven by motors within these joints of these arms to simulate real piston movement via hydraulics. It isn't all just plastic, which is reassuring. As you can see, this main claw area is actually die cast, so that's good to see. It's going to be taking the most abuse, so it's fitting that that is metal and will take I guess some abuse and won't really crack. You have nice detail in this actual cabinet. It has gear sticks and gear levers, the seat, and a little mirror here on the side. These don't actually work, it's just for looks, but it is nice that that is there. They have gone an extra step and added that detail. It also has a cabin light there once it's turned on, but yeah, it does look very nice. Now everything here looks like a copy of a Caterpillar. This brand I don't think even exists, but they've done a good job replicating the real thing. Now all this stuff here is not hard plastic, it is type of a rubber, so it won't break off, especially if your kids are playing with it. On the other side here you'll see it has some nice grab rails here, some little steps, and all the tread pattern up here is nicely detailed. It has a fuel cap there, nice exhaust, has some hinges. Yeah, looks quite nice. Now if you look here, here is the gear that's driven by the motor to move this main arm up and down. That's what I was saying before, that this uses electric motors instead of real pistons or pneumatics or hydraulics and stuff like that. But what do you expect at that price point? And here is the other gear mechanism to move this part of the arm up and down as well. But even though it is driven by these gear system, you won't really notice that from first glance. Like, these are pretty well hidden. I can only see these because I'm up on a bit of an angle, but when you're using it and stuff like that, you don't even notice them, and I don't really think that is that much of a big deal. Now the tank tracks feel like they're quite soft rubber and not too hard. Hopefully they stay on these tracks. I do have a fair experience with tracks, as I love all my RC tanks and stuff. There is no tension, it's just tension via being rubber, I guess. There's no track tensioner to always pull it back so it doesn't jump off, but I don't think I'm going to be doing too much extreme driving with this, so it does look okay. But that's about enough of looking at it. Let's put some batteries in there and let's see how this thing performs. Alrighty, turn on the remote controller, then turn on the truck. Once you hear that loud audible beep, it is bound and ready to rock and roll. The controls are very easy to use. Push back together, it will go backwards, like straight. Push them both together, it'll go forwards. Very similar to how an RC tank actually controls as well. If you want to turn right or left, you just push up on the sticks like that, and that corresponding tread or track will move like that forward, or push it back, it'll go back the other way. Same with the other one. Now if you want to do a cool pivot turn, you push these in the opposite directions like that, and it pivots very quickly. So once you get the hang of it, it is fairly easy to control. Now you have these two shoulder buttons here, so when you push these, it rotates the actual cab itself, and if you actually hold it down, it rotates around about 680 degrees, I think it is. Push the other shoulder button and it comes straight back. So left and right, fairly simple to use. So these two buttons next are pretty important. Push that up and the boom raises, push that down and the boom goes down. And if you keep it down, you'll hear it, you'll lift the whole truck up. And that crunching noise is just like a clutch in there saying that you've gone past, you cannot go anymore. So push it up again, and there we go, it does the same when you go up. It's pretty strong too, by the way. If you notice, when I push it all the way down, it'll lift the actual rig up fairly high. You see a bottle of water goes under there very easily. Now these buttons here, these is for the actual claw, so push it in, push the top one, opens it, bottom one closes it, opens, close, and you can hear that it's actually die-cast. You can hear it when it hits. Very nice. Now this other set of buttons here raises this part of the arm. Push this up, see it raising up, push it down, goes down. Fairly easy. Once you do this combination of stuff, you can get it to do pretty cool movements. Now I'll show you, it is pretty strong, by the way. If I raise this boom and I push this there, and now I've got the bottle ready to actual grasp. Now if I push it and hold it, it pretty easily grabs that bottle with no issue whatsoever. Now if I want to raise the arm there, you can see that it's holding pretty. It's got a pretty good grip on this bottle. Not too bad, considering it's just kind of plastic geared and geared motors. So pretty cool. This is my first time using it. Obviously the more you get the hang of it, the much easier it is, but it is pretty easy to use. Close, grasp the bottle, lift it up. Now you've got a couple more buttons here. This one here is like that's the volume for the engine, sorry. This one here is just like a little demonstration, and this one here is a program key. You can program movements and stuff like that, I am pretty sure. And this button here, the triangle one, if you push this one, it goes into like a demo mode. So that was all just done via that demo mode. Now, like you just heard the sounds, once you turn it on, the engine noise will increase, or you hear the tracks and stuff when you move forward, and the different noises from the different components of the digger itself. I'll show you what I mean. So if I turn the sound back on, you can hear that, the actual track squeaking. It's pretty nice. Once you move these, the boom up and down, you hear that as well. And same for the claw and all the other functions. So it does sound pretty nice, and for the price you can't really go wrong. Now just for the meantime, I've just set this camera back so you can see the actual speed of it. It's actually pretty addictive actually. One thing I forgot to mention, it does feel very heavy. It doesn't feel cheap at all, even how much it actually costs. It does feel like it does have some quality to it. And even if you don't really use these much for the actual remote control side of things, it does look nice on the shelf as a model, to be honest. Now let's rotate the cab all the way. I'll show you how far it goes. There you go there. That's all the one direction. And there you go, that's the other direction there. So, pretty good range of movement. So, back in the normal position. Very cool, and the kids are going to love this. There's another series as well which has the actual bucket at the front. Hopefully I can get that one soon. I'll do like a little video with them both showing you their full functions. It's very similar to this, it just has a bucket at the end. Obviously for digging up dirt and stuff like that. This is more for just grabbing certain equipment, but it's still going to be fun having them together. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and actually like this model. I think it's fantastic, especially if you're getting into the hobby. It's a great value for money. It's cheap, although it does not feel cheap. It feels pretty premium. It has some metal parts, some plastic parts as well. So hey, and for the price, you can't really go wrong. If you're interested in this, I will leave the link in the description. It is from GearBest. They have more than one particular model as well, so go check them out. But that's it, guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.